Microphone check. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the truth, the lies, and the lessons. The truth, the lies, and the lessons. Right? In a world where lies are accepted as truth and truth are rejected as lies, the only common thing or the only thing that we have going for ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, is the lesson that you learn from each, regardless. Regardless of what you want to believe. Welcome to the truth, the lies, and the lessons. And for those that have not been paying attention, and for those that have, you already know, we are going in hard, man. What are we talking about? What is the premise? Fuck marriage, man. Fuck marriage. You heard it first right here. Fuck marriage, man. But I'm going to break it down to the very last compound to make sure you walk away with a lesson. A lot of people see it at face value and say, man, what is this guy talking about? Yada, yada. Listen to the show. Listen to the message. Listen to the perspective. And I guarantee you, you're going to feel me with all 10 fingers. Yeah. So listen, man, before we get started, I want to do what's right. You know what I'm saying? I do what I do for the people. I do what I do for the improvement of human relation, right? You dig what I'm saying? Relationship empowerment, right? And when I say relationship empowerment, I'm not always speaking about empowering relationships for people to be together. No, to coexist, to people to understand each other, for people to understand each other. You know what I'm saying? Unconditional acceptance is the term that we came up with. It's the truth, the lies, and the lessons, right? Unconditional acceptance when dealing with each other. So I want to give a big shout out to everybody that have been listening, everybody that been sending messages, and everybody that have been responding with criticism. I accept it all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm an individual that's continuously growing. And with that being said, I respect the craft as long as it comes from the heart. The craft that I do, the craft that so many others before me and so many others after me, you know what I'm saying, are doing. And that's utilizing a platform to educate at the end of the day. Mine is going to be solely focused on relationships, right? And in this line, um, we had a brother that just recently passed away. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't agree with his views. Some people did, but for the most part, I think we all were entertained. You know what I'm saying? The message wasn't always aligned with what people believe or what they want to accept. But I want to take the time out just because a fellow brother in the struggle of relationship happiness at the end of the day, or unconditional acceptance of individuals, right, has passed away. And I want to take the time out to say rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? Let's have our moment of silence for Kevin Samuels. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me. You know what? I know that the show normally happens at night, but I'm switching that thing up a little bit. I got a lot that actually took place in the last couple of weeks that kind of threw off the momentum. But at the end of the day, we are back with the truth, the lies, and the lessons. So let's get this bad boy started. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, class is in session. Come on in and have a seat, and welcome to our pod class. Yeah, we got the very first pod class because we teach about what so many people are afraid to speak about. I want y'all to walk with me today through this awesome journey, man. What we speaking about marriage and the perspective of it, right? Over the years, when bringing in the new year, when going into the summer, when going into the winter months, you know what I'm saying? They call it cuffing season and things. We've always had the focus of I want to be with someone that understands me and that loves me all the way to the altar, that gets me to the altar. We look at this as an accomplishment for the most part, right? And every single new year, the new year resolutions, hey, I'm gonna find that woman this year. I'm gonna find that man this year. I'm gonna settle down. The goal is to get married. But the one thing that is not changing, ladies and gentlemen, over the years is the perception of it. And the perception of it brings forth expectations. And the expectations, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why many of us are disappointed or we fall short in finding exactly what we want. So just understand that when I say what I'm saying today, it's not an attack on marriage. It's an attack on the perception that keeps us disappointed, that keeps us falling short, that keeps us unhappy, that keeps us frustrated, that keeps us bitter, right? So what I'm saying today is out of everything, all of the lessons that I've ever done, because I've done radio, I've done so much. My message at the end of the day, my underlying message is fuck marriage until you understand it. Fuck marriage until you break down that perception. And we're going to start today. We got to go in on the fellas, right? We got to go in on us. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go in on us because a lot of us need to be saying fuck marriage. We need to say it, but we're afraid, right? So I want y'all to walk with me real quick. Let's go. It's the truth, the lies, and the lessons, right? And you can hear us on all major platforms, man. When you talk about podcasting, or what I like to call it, pod classing, right? Class is in session. Let's get it started. Let's make it happen. So let's do it. All right. Walk with me if you may. Think back. I want you imagine, if you will, fellas, you're dating a young lady. You've been dating this young lady. Conversation is chill, right? She's beautiful, gorgeous. Exactly what you like. You're hanging out, you're hugging, you're talking, you're smiling, you're kissing, you're holding hands, you're enjoying each other, you're Netflixing and chilling. I mean, literally, you can sit with this person and kick it, right? No pressure, no frustration, no judgment, right? Honesty to a certain extent. Things are going well. A few months pass. You're sitting down chilling. And all of a sudden, in a movie you're watching, a proposal happens. She makes a response or a statement. That's going to be the day for me. And you're like, whoa, uh-oh. You don't really address it. The next day, you're scrolling down Facebook. She's with you. And there is an engagement video up. And this other person that she knows. And there it is. That feeling. She asks you, How do you feel about it? Right at that point, you know that feeling that you get at that point? You never express it, but right at that point, that feeling you get, that's what this show or today's show is dedicated to. That feeling. That feeling, right? I say fuck marriage until you understand that that feeling is one that you should trust. You dig what I'm saying? Because that feeling is a genuine reaction towards something that you honestly don't want to happen. So I want you to understand that when it comes down to marriage, fellas, you got to say fuck marriage because right now, it's all about you. It's all about those moments repeating themselves that I was just talking about when I say imagine, if you will, that those fun times, that hanging out, that no pressure, that no judgment. You want that consistently. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the fact that you would say, well, let me see some consistency, young lady, before I even think about doing that. I want to see some consistency of what I'm seeing right now. Because we know as men that that honeymoon fun period a lot of times is being perpetuated with an underlying intent, or I should say an underlying ulterior motive. The motive is to get someone to get a boyfriend and to get a husband, and a lot of women act accordingly. It feels great. You think you, mama, I can really chill with this one. But the moment you feel like you could chill, the moment it becomes about more than just chilling. And the reason why I say you should say fuck marriage in that perspective is because you know you're not ready. You know that feeling that you get. You know that guess what? Man, this ain't it right now. This is not it right now. I want you to understand, everybody out there, listen to me, listen to me. I want you to understand that there's nothing wrong with it being all about you and you wanting that type of consistency, because the ladies will let you know in a heartbeat the type of consistency that they expect. But we never put it out there. What we do, we go with the flow, whatever makes her happy. Now, the reasons I'm saying fuck marriage is because of the fact that at this point in your life, gentlemen, it is all about you. And it's about that consistency. Consistency in that space is what we want. We don't want the pressure, right? We don't want the talks. We don't want the nudging. You feel what I'm saying? We don't want you sitting us down to converse about, guess what? The future, my maturity, and what am I going to do? What decisions am I going to make? So the first step that we just discussed, the reason is because it's all about you at this point, and it's okay to say fuck marriage for now because it's all about me. There's nothing wrong with that. But I understand we fear losing that or that person feeling some type of way and walking away. But I need you to understand within a 3 to 6 month period, contrary to what everybody says, that you should be ready to marry at that particular point. If you got somebody that feels some type of way about you being honesty at that point, honest at that point, then you know it ain't for you. She's not for you. She's not the wife for you. And don't be afraid to say it. Right? So that's the first thing, because it's all about you. The second thing is the ultimatum. Say it with me, ladies, because I know you're listening. The ultimatum. What is an ultimatum? An ultimatum at the end of the day is a crossroad, right? You got to make a decision going forward. Go left, take what's behind the left door, and I'm in your life for the rest of your life. Take what's behind the right door, and we're going to end this thing, and I'm going to go on about my business because I don't want to waste my time, she says. So this ultimatum can be given in a couple of different ways, right? It could be given in a threatening way. It could be given in a way that applies pressure. It could be given by consistently talking about it. Or it could be given by being brought up at times when you're comfortable, you're having fun, you're enjoying yourself. And then she'll say, well, what about taking it to the next level? When am I going to get the ring? There's so many other people that I know that got the ring. I see it happening all the time around me, but I don't have it. I need to know, what are we doing here? And it automatically puts you in a predicament to where you feel you got to make a decision. The ultimatum. The ultimatum is the second reason why I say when you get put in this predicament, you got to be able to choose for you. You got to be able to look at it and say, fuck marriage. You got to be able to understand that I got to get myself together, right? Because like I said on the first show, is the first thing God gave Adam was work, purpose. You got to go out and you got to basically be about purpose. So I got a little something I want to share with you guys. Take a listen to this before we jump to the next subject matter. I want everybody to feel us on this one. Let me make sure we got it loaded. Engineers, let go.
Fellas, I need you to man
Okay.
up. I need you to be the same man that was interested in the woman and asked for her number, the same man that was interested in the woman and asked if you can get to know her better, the same man that was interested in the woman and took her out on a date. You courted her, you dated her, you did all these things to get to know her. I need you to be that same man when the interest leaves, when you no longer want to talk to her anymore, when you get ready to move on to the next Instagram woman, the next Facebook woman, the next woman at your church, the next woman you see. I need you to let this woman know that you're no longer interested in her. Stop just dropping and being dry with her. Stop drop calling, stop drop texting, stop doing all those things and think that she should get the picture. No, the picture is whenever you wanted her, you said something. So now that you don't want her, you need to say something. Stop thinking that she should automatically know because the calls drop, the texts drop, all these things drop and stop. That's not the way we date in a mature society. You don't want anybody to do it to you, so you don't need to do it to anybody. It's common courtesy just to tell somebody, I'm sorry, I'm no longer interested.
All right. So we got a chance to hear this message right here. Got my attention on social media, and when I heard this, I said to myself, how many people, how many women, how many people from a guy's perspective will accept this, and it'll just be like, okay, cool. How many people will fly off the hook? How many women would feel some type of way if this is actually said? Hey, I'm just letting you know straight up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real with you. I mean, you're not the one. I thought you were. But you're not. Believe me, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but this is what it is. I do have someone else that I may be interested in. So let's go ahead and we can end things at this particular point in a respectable manner. Ladies, how many of you would be cool with that to say, I bet, I respect you, right? I respect that. Very few would be. But at the end of the day, what we got to say to ourselves is ladies have to say, or you have to say to yourselves, fellas, is if I break this down to a woman from that perspective, if I'm not afraid to be honest, what exactly is going to be the reaction? What exactly is going to be the reaction? We can't be afraid of the reaction. Okay. So what I like to do now is I got another one, something I need to play for you guys. because this is going to tie all together once I get to the next section. Once I get to the next section of our Fuck Marriage series, we got to say it and not be afraid to say it. We got to be about it and not be afraid to be about it. You know what I'm saying? So let's make it happen and let's keep it going.
And you got to be on your mission. Your mission got to be first, and your purpose got to be first. You know what I'm saying? And you can't put anything in front of your mission and your purpose and your dreams. And you can't, what you don't want to do is put yourself in a position where you're tiptoeing and crawling behind a woman who you love, as opposed to putting your mission and your purpose first. Because if you put your mission and your purpose first, you'll be able to take care of your family. You'll be able to take. That's why, like on a plane, they say put your oxygen mask on first, then take care of the person next to you. Take care of your mission. And I think
so as you can see, take care of yourself first. And a lot of guys don't be in that position. They're just dating and having fun. And you go from dating to having fun to taking considerations of somebody else's feelings that you're having fun with, to looking at trying to walk down the aisle with them and get into something as major as a marriage based on nothing but trying to make her happy. And if you do this, you run the risk of being unhappy yourself. And if you're unhappy yourself, you're going to revert back to happiness. You're going to revert back to the state of happiness that you can remember. And if that hurts that person's feeling, it's not even going to be intentional. It's just going to be you as a man looking for that happiness. So when you talk about the proposal, when you talk about getting to that point, right? We see a lot of the videos on social media, but what they don't tell you is that a lot of the ladies that get proposed to, it don't be really a shocker because they've had the conversations. They've had the ultimatums. They've had these type of connections with the guy until the guy finally just says, all right, I think it's about time. So when they get down on one knee and do it in a special way, and they point the camera, and then she walks in or she sees it. It's oh my God, I'm so happy, acting as if you had no idea this was gonna happen. A lot of times they did have an idea. Ladies, you had an idea because you wanted this to happen. And when it happened, I'm not saying it's not a happy moment. What I am saying is that if it came from you dropping breadcrumbs, hints, heating up his seat, making it uncomfortable for him, or getting him all the way to that crossroad that we call an ultimatum to get this particular piece, then you have to say to yourself, you obtained it in the wrong way. Fellas, you gave it up, as they say, in the wrong way. Now, when you all get all the way to the wedding itself, the wedding a lot of times, right? Please, you know what I'm saying? If anybody disagrees, stand and speak your piece. That's a very nervous moment, right? You know what I'm saying? Or when you're talking to the best man, or you're talking to your friends and they like, hey man, you sure you want to do this? And it's like, it's that type of pressure. It's that feeling right there that lets you know that it may not be natural, because you should want to do it. You should understand what you're going into. The reason why it's so much nerve is because of the fact that you're not clear in what you're going into. You're not sure. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not sure and you're in that space, then say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be like, man, fuck marriage right now, because I got to be about my purpose. Man, fuck marriage. I don't want to make that decision because of an ultimatum or a crossroad. Man, fuck marriage. I want the proposal to be 100% me, and I'm going to knock your socks off with it, because it's going to come out of nowhere, because it's going to be me want to do it, right? And we have to make sure that that's what we're about, so that we go into it not only with the right perception of marriage, but we obtain it or give it out so she can obtain it in a manner that assures it's going to be real and that it's going to last. So, in a nutshell today, I wanted to chop it up with you guys. I wanted to make sure that y'all know that this is in no shape, form, or fashion an attack on marriage. It's an attack on that feeling that men get when his woman says, we need to talk. Hey, let's talk. Hey, I just want to know, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing? When are you going to make that decision? When are you going to make that leap? I'm ready for you to mature to the point to where you're ready to be with me or what have you. So I want y'all to understand this show is dedicated simply to that. How many of y'all can know what I'm talking about when I say that feeling? How many of y'all can feel where I'm coming from, right? How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. It's crazy out here in the field, man. No disrespect to you, but I gotta do me. You know what I'm saying? If I'm honest, don't make me feel bad about being honest. You know, if I tell you how I really feel, don't chop it up don't chop it down to the fact that or to a fact that you believe that I'm just immature. Don't make me feel like I'm immature because I'm telling you the real. Right? That's maturity. What's immature, if I take the way you feel and allow that to supersede the way I feel, and we get all the way to the altar and say I do, when I just wasn't ready, when I was still out there, but I did it for you. I got to do it for me too. Let's go. It's the truth, the lies, and the lessons, man. And what I love to do is make sure I give y'all a little poetic justice before we get up out of here, man. I want to give y'all just a little bit of what I call poetic justice. Join me. You know what I'm saying? Dim the lights. Dim the lights. Light a candle, light a few incense, right? And let's chop it up. Big shout out to everybody that, you know, that go hard for the truth, the lies, and the lessons, man. I hear you. I see you out there, and I really appreciate you, right? I takes the time out to give it to you in the form of a rhyme. Give you some bars, as they say. It's a lesson. Fuck marriage, man. Fuck marriage, man. Somebody got to say it. Somebody got to have the heart to say it. Somebody got to stand up for the brothers. All right, here we go. They say all men are dogs, and they just want to live it up. But we can't take all the blame with all the women out there giving it up. I say fuck marriage on behalf of all the men that were forced to propose. Because you can't get the average dude down the altar without putting him in the chokehold. And when I say fuck marriage, I hear so many guys try to act like they disagree. But when the ladies ain't around and they cheating and chasing chicks around, then they're all gonna agree with me. Now, she'll make you feel like you're not a man if you ain't out here making plans to wife her and make her the happiest girl on earth. She'll make you believe you should use her looks instead of her character to measure a woman's worth. Hey man, I wanted to share that with y'all today. A little bit of poetic justice. The truth, the lies, and the lessons. The goal, for the most part, is to have this air the 1st and the 15th of every month, right? But we did have a death in the family that occurred, you know, earlier this month, and that kind of threw everything off because, you know what, it was a person that was dear to me, you know, a good dude, man, Mr. Eugene Brown. I want to give a big shout out to him or what have you. You're gonna be missed. I got love for you, my brother. I wanted to take the time out to just say, rest in peace to Eugene Brown. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, man. and everybody else out there. So thank you for listening. Okay, the 1st and the 15th is going to be my commitment. That's what they're going to be. Because we got a lot to talk about, man. We going the whole 2022. Fuck marriage, man. Fuck marriage. 2023. Fuck marriage, man. We got to keep it going, right? Because this is a movement to tear down what we've built up. Because it's built up with the intent of creating disappointment, letdowns, frustrations, anger, violence. So this is dedicated to the fellas, man, and that feeling that you get when she said we need to talk. We need to talk about what are we going to do here, you know? Are you going to propose or are you not going to do it? We got to say, hey, with all due respect, sweetheart, fuck marriage, man, right now. No disrespect to marriage. Let's go, though. All right. And I'm going to give a big shout out to everybody saying class dismissed. Let's go.